Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt, and I am going to try to calm your nerves down a little bit before we get into what can be a very scary and challenging benchmark that all it involves is this beautiful piece of machinery right here. It's called the Curt. It's named after one of our longtime members who is known for his prowess on the Airdyne bike, as in many other areas of life. But it is 100 calories for the gentlemen and 80 calories for the ladies, 4 times. Very one-dimensional, doesn't sound like a lot. You accumulate more calories than that all the time in workouts that we do, but all put together and done as fast as you can, this can be a very devastating workout for your legs. So I want to prepare you for how to tackle this and get the most out of it, have a tough experience, but also grow from it, okay? So don't be afraid of it. Pain goes away. And glory lives forever in that time in your sugar watt account, all right? So let's start with a warm-up, 3 rounds through, 12 calories on the bike today, progressively faster each round. You don't need to finish with the sprint, but try to go a little bit faster. Feel the speed that you want to go on the workout by the time you finish that 3rd round. Then you're gonna get some band rows from the rigs. We actually do use our upper body quite a bit in biking. And if your upper body is prepared to help out a little bit, it kind of takes the pressure off your legs a little ways, right? So there's our band rows. I'm gonna do some PVC pass-throughs, loosen up the shoulders, then PVC overhead lunges. Since we're gonna be doing alternating leg work today, we're gonna do alternating leg work in the warm-up, and then seal press to down dog, just to loosen up the hips and the hip flexors a little bit. So go from the seal and then elevate up to the down dog, and then back to the seal, and back to the down dog. We're rotating between those two for 5 times. All right, so as I said, Curt will be sitting on the bike. I've got my seat set the way I want it. The red clock will start. I hit my start button, and I'm just cranking. 3, 2, 1, go. As hard as I can go until the calories are finished. So 100 calories for the guys, 80 calories for the ladies. The way to pace this is not to just hammer it in the beginning and then just see what happens, right? It is to, if you've done it before, iteratively go back calculate. Like if you did it in 4 minutes, then that's 25 calories per minute, and that puts you at like mid 60s for your average RPM, like 65 to 68 RPM, right? So you can use that as a barometer of like how hard is it for you to hold 65 RPM continuously for 4 minutes, right? Or if that is like, if your previous time was 7 minutes, or if your previous time was 3 minutes, you can use those as a barometer of like, okay, should I be trying to hold 62 or should I be trying to hold 74? There's a huge difference in how those feel and how the accumulated fatigue on it, because it's the same repetitive muscle movement. This is all about muscle endurance, right? So that is why we want to be accurate in your RPM. Oh boy, I'm about to get photobombed here. This is gonna be my biggest watched video of all time. All right, so if you do Curt in 2 minutes flat, that's like a high 70s RPM. If you do it in 10 minutes, that's like in the low 50s. And you know what it feels like at the end of it. It's going to be awful no matter how you slice it. I did not check with Brian before I programmed this.
Curt, this is bullshit.
All right, when you're done with that optional accessory work, because I know last time I did Curt, I did not want to do anything for the next like hour at least, and then I regretted it and like hated myself for programming it for at least the next 2 days afterwards. But if you finish and you're like happy and like good to go and you want to do some accessory work, I got some good core finisher stuff that you can work on. The single leg dumbbell pass, this is a single leg deadlift, so a little bit of balance but also a little bit of shoulder stability. So I'm going to take a light dumbbell, like 5 to 8 pounds, and I'm going to get into my bottom of my single leg deadlift position, and then I'm passing it from the right hand to the left hand, and then back to the right hand and back to the left hand, back and forth until I accumulate the total number of reps, and then I'll switch legs and do the same thing on the other side. After that, either V sit up or medicine ball to toes. The med ball to toes is a little bit tougher. Make sure you use the light balls. You don't need to use like a 20-pound or a 30-pound one on this one. But same motion as the V sit up, but I'm trying to just reach and tap the ball to my toes every rep. Next one is dumbbell good morning. use a heavier dumbbell than this, obviously, but we're just squeezing it to your chest using the lats to engage and hold it to your sternum or your rib cage. Performing my good morning. And then the eccentric hip adduction. This is one that's a very undertrained muscle, which are the adductor muscles that squeeze your knees together. Very important for hip stability, right? So what I'll do is I'll use my bottom leg to help push me up and then slowly lower myself down as I open that right side adductor, right? And then use that bottom leg to push up. And the harder version is picking this bottom leg up off the ground, pulling it back towards me as I extend that adductor. So this is the muscle. If you were like kicking a ball like this, sweeping across you, that's the muscle that does that. And so it's one that we don't hit a ton, and it's really good for working into an accessory workout like that. That's it for today. Hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you for Wednesday. Don't hate me.